Mist. I am slave to your land, and I will die by your hand.
Check. Hey, folks, a few things to mention before we get started also. We've got some really cool events coming your way. We've got a whole lot of stuff happening here at the Birthplace of Country Music Museum, Radio Bristol. Tomorrow, we have a wonderful concert with the Malpas Brothers. You should come and check them out. One of the best honky-tonk bands that's around, believe me. Really, really good. That's happening tomorrow night. Toward the end of August, what date is that? August 31st? August the 31st, we have Folk Soul Revival doing a CD release show here, so come and check that out as well. That's just about sold out, and other stuff too. ListenRadioBristol.org. Thanks.
And covered on, can't you hear me calling from beneath? With black and frozen feet, white roses all around, and covered on the ground. Well, I'm the devil's disciple, Elizabeth, down in the depths of below. Tie me up on your cross, take me into your thoughts, Elizabeth. Let the earth fall around us, Elizabeth. Let it sing
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Below. Let them come and tear us free, we're bound eternally, Elizabeth. So stand with me now, Saint Elizabeth, away from this mountain town. Take me into your breast, I'm broken and blessed, Elizabeth. Can't you hear me calling from beneath? With black and rotten tea, white roses all around, and covered on. Can't you hear me calling from beneath? With black and frozen feet, white roses all around, and covered on. Can't you hear me calling from beneath? With black and rotten tea, white roses all around, and covered on. Can't you hear me calling from beneath? With black and frozen feet,
1 minute.
white roses all
1 minute.
around, and covered on the ground.
One other thing to mention, next month, September's show is at Bristol Rhythm and Roots. Don't forget, so if you're coming to the festival, we will have a special farm and fun time at the Paramount. And it's going to be a heck of a show, believe me. You got to get there early. Last year we had hundreds of folks that we had to turn away at the door. So make sure to show up. It'll be worth your while. I promise you that. Is anybody here going to go to Rhythm and Roots?
20 seconds.
I would hope so. All right, don't forget, you guys are an integral part of this show.
10 seconds.
Oh, I don't have any more time. See ya.
Broadcasting from the birthplace of country music. This is
5,
WBCM
4.
Bristol.
In the blue hills of Virginia, where the tall pines kiss the sky, how my heart thrills in Virginia when the love shines in your eyes. In the evening you're a picture so fair, mellow moonbeams kissing your hair. In the blue hills of Virginia, I hope to win ya, sweetheart mine.
Radio Bristol presents Farm and Fun Time, made possible by Eastman Credit Union. Wherever life takes you, ECU is by your side.
In the evening you're a picture so fair, mellow moonbeams kissing your hair. In the blue hills of Virginia, I hope to win ya, sweetheart mine.
Thank you so much. Live from the McLaughlin Performance Theater here at the Birthplace of Country Music Museum. I'm your host, Farm Fun Timer Chris Trulson here, along with Bill in the Bells, welcoming you to another live broadcast of Farm and Fun Time. How is everybody this evening? Good. We've got a sold-out show as usual. We are thrilled about it. It's going to be a fantastic summery show for the end of summer. We'll tell you about some of those summery things in just a little bit. First things first, we got some really good news this morning for Farm and Fun Time. We got nominated for Event of the Year from the International Bluegrass Music Association. So hopefully, yeah, we're excited about that. We'll find out in September. It was a really big honor, and Radio Bristol acquired 3 nominations. We're really proud of that. So big thanks to all the folks at IBMA and on those boards who helped to make that happen. It really is an honor. All right, let's jump on into tonight's show. It's going to be a great show. We have with us Louisiana Cajun Dance Hall legend, Mr. Jesse Leger and the Old Fashioned Aces. We've got Argentinian Latin grass of Shea Appalachian. It's going to be awesome. This month for the Radio Bristol Farm Report, we went over to Greene County to visit Hope Farms to learn about some rare varieties of heirloom tomatoes. Now, that says summertime to me. Our heirloom recipe segment features local entrepreneur Karen Hester, who's owner of the Southern Churn and one-time celebrated ice cream truck driver. Karen is going to serve up some tales about homemade ice cream, also summery. All right, first things first. We'll kick things off. Bill and the Bells here. Make welcome Kalia, Carl, Grace. My name is Chris. We're Bill and the Bells. We'll play you a tune.
Thinking today, my love so far away, one that we used to know, one so kind and true. Lover, I'm always thinking of you, even though it's back in those days have gone by. Call me back, pal of mine, let me live there once again. Call me back to your heart, oh pal of mine, yes, pal of mine. Let me thrill with a charm as I linger in your arms, as I did in those days have gone by. Let me roam once again down in old Lover's Lane, and I'll kiss your love lips so divine, so divine. Let me gaze in your eyes as I find paradise. Call me back to your heart, oh pal of mine. Yes, call me back, pal of mine. As I say so long, maybe I will see you down the road. Yes, honey, if I do, I'll gaze in your eyes. Lord knows we both find paradise, so yes, call me back, pal of mine. Call me back, pal of mine, let me live there once again. Call me back to your heart, oh pal of mine, yes, pal of mine. Let me thrill with a charm as I linger in your arms, as I did in those days have gone by. Let me roam once again down in old Lover's Lane, and I'll kiss your love lips so divine, so divine. Let me gaze in your eyes as I find paradise. Call me back to your heart, oh pal of mine.
Pal of mine. Usually a set closer for us, but tonight an opener. All right, we're going to get you one off of our record that comes out in just a couple weeks. We have a new record called Dream Songs, Etc. We're really proud of, and this is one that's on it. It's called Moonlight, Shadows, and You.
1, 2.
my arms.
My arms, the melody.
Melody,
Sweet
neath the
melody.
bamboo tree, my sweet.
Even in shadows I feel.
Even in shadows,
I
I feel no alarm.
while you just
You hold me tight neath the jungle night, my sweet. Closer to my heart, you always will be. Never, never, never to part from me. Moonlight in shadow,
moonlight and
you in my arms.
I belong to.
I belong to you, you belong to me, my sweet. Closer to my heart, you always will be. Never, never, never to part from me. Moonlight in shadow,
Moonlight and
you in my arms.
I belong to.
I belong to you, you belong to me, my sweet. I belong to you, you belong to me, my sweet. Thank you so much. Moonlight, Shadows, and You. And now, folks, time for a word from one of our generous sponsors, Eastman Credit Union.
1, 2.
Hi there, how you doing? Hope you don't mind us crooning about Eastman Credit Union. They're the reason that you're able to tune in. If you like all the things that we're doing, let them know how much you're approving. Say thank you, Eastman Credit Union. Yes, tell them thanks for their support of Radio Bristol's Farm and Fun Time. Remember, ECU is there for you, from using your phone to transfer money to making a deposit, signing loan documents from anywhere. For more information, visit ecu.org. Join Farm and Fun Time in saying, thank you, Eastman Credit Union. Hey, thanks. Thank you, Eastman Credit Union. All right, let's get into our first segment of the evening, the Farm and Fun Time Heirloom Recipe segment. Food is at the center of our culture and is so important in the Appalachian region. It represents much more than what we eat. Food represents family, memories, history, place, home, and more. This month's presenter is a local business owner, Karen Hester. Karen found her entrepreneurial, how do you say that? You got it. I'm not even going to try. Spirit. Early on in life, working as an ice cream truck driver, where she built a reputation for her knack of selling tasty summer treats. Since then, Karen has built a career at King Pharmaceuticals, where she spent 18 years, all the while opening several stores right here in downtown Bristol on State Street. She currently owns Cranberry Lane, the Southern Churn, and recently opened Hester's Country Store and Fudgery in Marion, Virginia. Today, Karen is going to talk about one of the most iconic summer foods and something she knows very well, homemade ice cream. So please give a big old Farm and Fun Time welcome to Karen Hester.
is there anybody in here that likes homemade ice cream? And how many of you have seen one of these contraptions? That's what I'm going to talk about today. We're going to talk about my dad's homemade ice cream recipe. So as you know, as a kid, that's a tradition. That was a tradition at our house. After every family reunion, after every Sunday church dinner, is you would come and you would have ice cream after the big delicious meal you had. So all the kids would get excited about hand cranking that ice cream, and I was one of those kids. My dad lived to 98. He died about a year ago, and he grew up in South Georgia, and he went to Detroit, and he always told everybody that he went to Detroit and came back with 5 little Yankees. I'm the middle Yankee. So I'll get into the recipe here. So you start with 6 large eggs, 3 cups of sugar, a half a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract, a half a gallon of milk. Now, we used fresh cow's milk at the time. We grew up on a farm and had cow's milk, but you can use regular whole milk. And 2 cups of heavy cream. So it's a real easy, very delicious recipe. So all you do is just beat those eggs really good, put in your sugar and your salt, and get that stirred up so it's not, it absorbs. And then what you want to do is pour in all your other ingredients, stir it up good, and then you put it inside the canister. And then what you do after that is the fun begins. You start layering that with ice and rock salt. So if you know anything about doing that, it takes a lot of rock salt. It's about a 1/4 cup of rock salt for every 2 cups of ice. And so then the fun begins. All the kids line up to start cranking it, and you crank and you crank and you crank and you crank till you think your arm's gonna fall off. You can see how hard it is to crank with nothing in it. So all the kids would crank, and that would be one of my favorite jobs, to crank and crank and crank. And so then all the kids are lined up, the next one comes up. So the one that had it the worst was the one that was at the end of the line, because it gets so hard to crank. So what we would do after that is, after you do that, like I said, it's so easy. Then you take that canister out and you allow it to ripen. You wipe all the salt off and all the ice and water and put it in the freezer, and it gets good and hard. If you don't have a freezer there, if you're doing an outside picnic, what you do is you fill it all the way full of ice and salt again, and then you put a couple of rags on top of it, and you let it ripen for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and it gets hard in there. And then it's the delicious time to eat it. Like I said, my dad would go to South Georgia, and we would bring back delicious, beautiful peaches, fresh strawberries, so you can add in fruit and make your own flavor. Now, one of the best things is, if you don't want to go through that trouble to make it and crank till your arm falls off, you can come right down the road here to this little place called the Southern Churn, and we actually formed that business after my fond memories of making ice cream like that. And I have about, say, 20 antique freezers in there, and we patterned our ice cream after that, and it has that same delicious homemade taste. So if you don't want to go through that trouble to make it, come see me right down the road. Thank you, folks. It's a great summer treat.
Karen Hester, everybody. To learn more about Karen and her multiple businesses, you can go to cranberrylanehome.com, or, of course, as she mentioned, the Southern Churn. Check that out as well. All right, time for part 2 of the heirloom recipe segment. We always write a jingle based on the story that was just told, and today is no different. We got one here called The Cranky Old Ice Cream Blues.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
If you find that you eat too much ice cream, I have a cure for you. You might try making your ice cream the way the old folks used to do. Put stuff in the box, crank it a lot, keep cranking, don't stop. Your arm starts to hurt, it starts to work. 3 hours later, you might have dessert. Then you won't want no ice cream. You got the cranky old ice cream blues. Crank, 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 crank,
The Cranky Old Ice Cream Blues. A big thanks to Karen Hester for joining us for tonight's Heirloom Recipes segment. Now, folks, a word from our sponsor, Window World Tri-Cities.
Baseballs, double hung sliders, Window World, they're your window provider. Their selection, it just keeps getting wider on baseballs, double hung and sliders.
Yes, for baseballs, double hung and sliders. It's Window World, where all products are American made. For free in-home consultation, windowworldtricities.com.
Baseballs, double hung and sliders, Window World, they're your window provider. Their selection, it just keeps getting wider on baseballs, double hung and sliders.
Thank you, Window World. All their products are custom built and American made is what I meant to say, so there you go. For free in-home consultation, visit windowworldtricities.com. All right, it is time for our first musical act of the evening. Jesse Leger and the Old Fashioned Aces bring traditional foot-stomping Cajun dance hall music from the dusty back roads of southwest Louisiana to all around the world. Leger's unmistakable hard-driving style of accordion and his powerful voice compels even the most dedicated wallflower to the dance floor, and that is the honest truth. Nearly 4 decades of playing, singing, and living Cajun music, Jesse Leger has become a legend within traditional American music. Please make a big old farm and fun time welcome to Jesse Leger and the Old Fashioned Aces, everybody.
Thank you. Actually, not a lot of dusty back roads to come through. Actually, got asphalt now. But not before I moved away from there, but 50 years ago. We're gonna do a little steps called Black Bayou Special. Hey, got me. Millie Beery, from originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota. By way of lives in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana now. We'll get Millie wants to sing one for us. Some called I'd Like to Forgive You. J'aimerais te pardonner. was poor. I lived in Guidon. Still got set up like this because we don't swap oxygen that way. But that happens with just about anybody I play with. I'm kind of like down here in the hole. But I'm the loudest. We're going to do a little two-step called When I Was Poor. I've been doing this a pretty good while. Like, I think this year playing, say professionally, it's been 50 years. I met Blake. I met Blake 20 years ago. Hopped a ride with him and his grandfather and his grandma, going to Augusta Heritage Music Camp up in Elkins, West Virginia. Yeah. And he wasn't this big. 20 years been a while.
It's been a while.
So.
We grew up just a few miles. Well, I grew up just a few miles from where he was living, but we had to go all the way to West Virginia to meet.
Yeah. Something. My hero, Blake Miller.
My hero.
You know, we travel. We got bad thing about the worst thing about this music business is when you get on the road or say play professionally, you don't get to see each other anymore. So it's a real treat to play with Blake, especially here at the Radio Bristol tonight. Yes. Okay, so we're good to be here. And Playing with Blake and Millie, the Old Fashioned Ramblers is actually their band name. We got the Ride Up in Late. So, I think we'll do some called Criminal Waltz. We're not going to explain this. That's the name of the song. Give me that. Time for one more? Or
Three more.
We're looking for the hook.
3 more, he said.
3 more?
Yeah.
3 more, that's good. 4? Yeah, we're gonna do some, they have CDs. I ran out, but they have CDs, Old Fashioned Aces, in the lobby, and this is one of the tunes that's on there. I have no idea what we're gonna play after this though, because I thought we had X amount of tunes to play. But we'll find something.
Figure it out.
I think I know a couple of more. and Blake knows what I forgot. There's something called a shoe fly. find something.
How about On Bas du Chambert? It's a beautiful song we learned from Mr. D.L. Menard. It's called Under the Green Oak Tree, On Bas du Chambert.
Crawley two-step.
Jesse Lizay and the old-fashioned Aces, everybody. Yeah. Some real Cajun music in Central Appalachia. What a pleasure. What a pleasure. Now, friends, it's time for the Radio Bristol Farm Report, made possible by HVAC and Ed Hill, a full-service specialty contractor offering a full complement of building solutions for plumbing, heating, ventilation, building automation, geothermal, solar, wind, and more. For more information, visit hvacbristol.com. Yeah. The Farm Report profiles regional farmers, strengthening our community through sustainable, eco-friendly practices, helping to positively impact our region's food access and health. Every month, we visit a regional farm and do a profile piece on that farm. And this month, we headed over to Greene County to Hope Farms to talk about their wonderful heirloom tomatoes. To me, that says summer. What says summer more than a slice of tomato on some white bread with some Duke's mayo? Anybody? Nothing can beat that. And if you need a summertime mater fix, Steve Mallory with Hope Farms has got you covered. Let's jump on into the Farm Report to learn more.
My name is Steve Mallory, and we are at Hope Farms in Greene County, Tennessee, and this is our garden. We start all our plants in a friend's greenhouse and start them all there and then transplant. Around Mother's Day, we start transplanting tomatoes into the ground. If we can get them sooner, we will. All of our tomatoes are heirloom tomatoes that we've ordered from a special catalog. Then we also have a group of plants that I've saved the seeds over the last 20 years that were my grandfather's seeds. After my grandfather died, a friend of his gave me the seeds, and we've been trying to save them ever since. We've got a Brandywine tomato that he really liked that he called a Korean tomato. We also have a yellow and pink, which is what most folks call the stripy. And then we have a peach tomato that was actually a seed given to me by my aunt about 15 years ago. It's just a small, fuzzy looking tomato. Our main market, we are classified as market gardeners or tailgate market gardeners. We go to farmers markets in the area and sell our product. It's a little bit more flexible for us in the product offering that we have. And we have 8 different varieties. We have an Aunt Ruby's German green tomato, which was actually developed here in Greene County. Then we have the Cherokee purple that everybody loves, Brandywines, Mountain Gold, Ox Hearts, green zebras, and San Marzanos. We are, our first market is at the Greenville, in Greenville. It's at the Depot Street Farmers Market. Then we are also at the Jonesboro Farmers Market on Saturdays. And then on Tuesday afternoons, we're at the Elizabethton Farmers Market. You know, it's always good to be able to tell that story at the market. You know, these are my grandfather's seeds, and that we've been saving them. We've been saving them for 20 years. And you know, my son grew up eating these tomatoes in the garden. Our granddaughter's eating these tomatoes in the garden. It's been a family affair from the beginning.
And to learn more about food and farming, visit Appalachian Sustainable Development's website at asdevelop.org. A big thanks to Steve Mallory and Becky Hope for having us on their farm. And those little peach fuzzy tomatoes, by the way, are absolutely delicious. So go get yourself a peach tomato. To learn more about Hope Farms, you can find them in Greenville, Elizabethton, Jonesboro Farmers Market, or check them out on Facebook. And you can also go to our Radio Bristol Facebook page to see that video and learn more about Hope Farms. Big thanks to Hope Farms. All right, we're gonna jump on into a ridiculous number now. This is a tune called He Went In Like a Lion But Came Out Like a Lamb.
1, 2, 3.
It's after 12, said Jones, and I must run home like a deer. My wife gets wild when 1 o'clock draws near. Then Brownie says, you haven't any spunk at all. You'd ought to be ashamed. Why don't you do like me? I've got mine tamed. Come on around the block with me, you little mouse, and I will try to show you how a man goes in his house. He went in like a lion, a wild raving lion, and when he got inside he slammed the door. He said, well, here I am, and I don't give a continental. Then he gave an awful roar, but a great big cup of moco, it hit him on the cocoa, followed by some huckleberry jam. And as she gently pulled out all the whiskers from his chin, she whispered, I'm a better man than you are, little Jim. He went in like a lion, a wild raving lion. When she got through, he came out like a lamb. Bah! How about Carl Zerfus, everybody? When Brown came out, he said, old man, she sure did beat you up. Look out, old man, here comes another cup. Heads up. When I went in, she threw her arms around my neck, and then she pitched you out an awful wreck. Well, are you going to stand for that then, Brown? He answered, no. Just come along inside with me and stick around for the show. He went in like a lion, a wild raving lion. He heard a record playing Home Sweet Home. He said, I love that tune. She said, you can have it, kid. Then she threw that record off his dome. She had chased him out like bubbles, packed up all of his troubles, long then failed an awful slam. She had him chasing rainbows as those records flew like rain. She says, goodbye forever, wait until we meet again. He went in like a lion, a wild raving lion. When she got through, he came out like a lamb. Bah! Carl Zerfus on the beautiful vocals back here. We just don't get enough of a chance to highlight Carl and his beautiful voice. All right, we're going to get you another wonderful, generous sponsor, Friends of Southwest Virginia.
1, 2, 3.
No matter time or season, there will always be a reason to see a different side of Virginia. We think that it's your duty to explore this place of beauty. Come and see a different side of Virginia. This message is brought to you by Friends of Southwest Virginia, an organizational committee organized in promoting, presenting the cultural and natural assets of the 19 counties in our region. Visit myswva.org to discover a different side of Virginia. If you needed one more reason to visit this here region, Farm and Fun Time broadcast from Southwest Virginia.
Thank you, Friends of Southwest Virginia. All right, we've got our final act of the evening, folks. You are in for a big treat. We've got Che Apalache, a string band based out of Buenos Aires. Members from Argentina, Mexico, and the United States. What initially began as a bluegrass band quickly shifted as they incorporated Latin American styles into their music, a combination of instrumental prowess and tight vocal harmonies that evokes images from Appalachia to the Andes. Please give a big old farm and fun time welcome to Che Apalache.
María, mi vida, de noche y de día, solo pienso en ti.
Llámalo leñero, dile que traiga leña, que quiero quemar la pena que hiere mi corazón.
Thank you so much. Well, it's a pleasure to be in the state of Virginia. We came from Galax, where we've been camping out all week. We were camping out in Clifftop before that, and Floyd Fest before that. So I guess we're on night 14 or 15 of camping in tents. And we're feeling crusty but happy to be here. And yes, Martina's rather pungent at the moment. So we got started with a little candombe and murga, which are some rhythms from where we live down there in South America, in Argentina. But now we're going to take it up to the Andes. This is our rendition of the Appalachian folk tune, Red Rocking Chair.
Ain't got no honey, baby.
Thank you. Well, so this old tall, lanky banjo picking rooster right here is from Tepoztlan, Mexico, and I'm gonna let him introduce this next song, which comes from his home country.
Well, yeah, I'm from Mexico, and this song is from Veracruz. It's a song for having fun and dancing, and well, I hope you enjoy it. It's a traditional Mexican song. It's called the Tilingo Lingo from Veracruz, Mexico.
Ay, qué bonito es bailar el son del tilingo-lingo, que lo saben zapatear tanto el chino como el gringo. Ay, qué bonito es bailar el son del tilingo-lingo, que lo saben zapatear tanto el chino como el gringo. Ay, repica, pica, pica, repica y repiqueteando, qué bonitos todos los que están bailando. Ay, tilín, 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 ay, tolón, 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 qué bonitos los hijos de Don Simón. El son del tilingo-lingo es un ritmo sabrosón, se baila con el estilo de la bamba y el danzón. El son del tilingo-lingo es un ritmo sabrosón, se baila con el estilo de la bamba y el danzón. Ay, repica, pica, pica, repica y repiqueteando, qué bonitas todas las que están bailando. Ay, tilín, 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 ay, tolón, 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 qué bonitas las hijas de Don Simón. Son del tilingo-lingo es un ritmo singular, hay que ponerse muchachos para poderlo zapatear. Es del tilingo-lingo es un ritmo singular, hay que ponerse muchachos para poderlo zapatear. Ay, repica, pica, pica, repica y repiqueteando, qué bonito ese güey que está bailando. Ay, tilín, 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 ay, tolón, 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 qué bonito ese mismo Don Simón. So we're going to take things back into, well, I guess in an Appalachian direction. We're going to do some four-part gospel harmony. This is our rendition of Green Pastures. Troubles and trials often betray those born in a weary body to stray. But we shall walk beside the still waters with the good shepherd leading the way. Going up home to live in green pastures where we shall live and die nevermore. Even the Lord will be in that number when we have reached that heavenly shore. Those who have strayed were sought by the Master, he who once gave he is searching, bringing them in forever to keep. Going up home to live in green pastures, where we shall live and die nevermore. Even the Lord will be in that number when we have reached that heavenly shore. Thank you. Ain't nothing better than some good old acapella singing, right? Well, now we're going to do an instrumental tune, a change of pace. We're going to go back down to Argentina, but to the northeast part of Argentina, a place called El Litoral, wedged up there in between Brazil and Paraguay and Uruguay. It's a very colorful culture. They've got a lot of different cultural influences in their music. There's the Guarani people, the indigenous people of that area, that have their laid back, kind of really awesome, inexplicable rhythm. Then you've got, from the Brazilian side, a lot of African-influenced rhythms. And from the southern side, Creole culture coming up from Buenos Aires, Spanish and Italian mutts. And then you've got a lot of German immigrants who brought their polka along with them. So this would actually be, this music is called chamamé. The instrumentation has nothing to do with what we're going to do, but we're going to do it on bluegrass instruments. So here you go. Here's the chamamé. This is one called Pa Mi Banawanu.
thank you. I was just waiting to see how long did the applause go. Next song used to be my favorite one, but now, because it used to start only with mandolin, and now they changed it, and I have to share it with a guitar. So, I guess it's still an okay song. It's called Bubbling Up, and I hope you like it.
There's an old forgotten melody swallowed up by years gone by, dimly flickering still deep in my chest. Bet I'll catch it if I try. Feel that rhythm stir, go bubbling up, gently tingle in my skin. It's a sound to soothe my weary soul and to make me whole again. Russian rainbow winds come pick me up for the sort of love I swoon, where I'll glimpse of joy that's so in this time over me. There's a dark cloud hanging over me. It's so dense I can't hardly see. Would you swim, child, through the darkest night to keep me company? I'm an old fool, childlike in your arms, when you hold me tenderly, and as we waltz round by the fireside light, I hear the faint melody. Love is such a simple melody when the heart sets fear aside. Come along, my friends, it's bubbling up. Take a leap, just jump inside. Thank you so much. Well, it was an amazing honor and pleasure to play for you guys tonight and to be in Bristol here. And to hear the most authentic music from Louisiana I've ever heard. So we're definitely we're going to try to get down there now. That's pretty much definite. So anyway, we really thank you for coming out. We're going to do, in the legacy of the late, great Ralph Stanley, a little bit more 4-part a cappella singing. This is a song we feel strongly about. It's called The Wall. Come friends, come gather round for to sing we joyfully.
Let us sing about a better world
where different paths have been unfurled, of a land where freedom rings. From way up high on a mountainside, one can see the wide world over.
From way up there it's plain to see.
Regardless of one's race or creed, and our hearts were all the same. Come sisters, brothers, gather near, for we've come to share our worry.
We fear what some folks have been saying
about Latin Americans, the truth's been misconstrued. There's all kinds of talk about building a wall down along the southern border,
about building a wall between me and you.
Lord, and if such nonsense should come true, then we'll have to knock it down. Cause that idea won't fly so high as a wingless bird in a rock-hard sky. So no, sirree, we won't comply. We're going to stand our ground. To love thy neighbor as thyself is a righteous law to live by.
But leaders sing a different song.
They break us up so they stay strong, and ignorantly we're strung along until we meet our doom. Yes, our leaders are so ripe with sin, they feed us a chance to rope us in. But someday soon we'll find, my friends, that we're pinned against the wall. Come friends, come gather round for to sing we joyfully.
Let us sing about a better world
where better paths will soon unfurl. No man's blood shall stain the soil of a land where freedom rings. Thank y'all.
Say Appalachia, everybody. Everybody's on their feet. That was absolutely tremendous. I can tell everybody here thoroughly enjoyed it. Did you guys have a good time tonight at Farm and Fun Time? Powerful stuff. We want to thank everybody who came out this evening to tune in to Radio Bristol's Farm and Fun Time. Big thanks to Shea Appalachia. They do have a new record called Latin Grass. Pick that up if you can. Jesse Leger and the Old Fashioned Aces. Karen Hester, Hope Farms, ASD, HVAC, and Ed Hill. ARCD, Window World Tri-Cities, Friends of Southwest Virginia, our engineer Josh Littleton up there. And our whole Radio Bristol team, and of course, you, our wonderful live audience. We appreciate you coming out every month and supporting Radio Bristol, Farm and Fun Time, and good country music. So thank you. Next month, we've got a special Farm and Fun Time at Bristol Rhythm and Roots reunion. Some pretty heavy hitters on the bill. Not going to tell you who yet. It's going to be a surprise. So if you're coming to the festival, make sure to keep that on your calendar and your schedule. And line up early. Don't forget to check out the extension program, Farm and Fun Time Noon Show with the Poe Ramblin' Boys, made possible by Permatile Concrete Products. Be kind to your fellow neighbor, treat each other right, and we'll see you next time.
Hold on, before we do this, I feel the need to say one more thank you and one more congratulations, because your host here, Mr. Chris Trulson, was nominated for 2 International Bluegrass Music Association awards for his role as broadcaster and his industry involvement. How about a big hand for him? All right. And it has been such an honor to be a part of getting Farm and Fun Time off the ground, and we're honored that it's nominated for an award, and this has been such a good night. Just wanted to make sure y'all knew about that.
All right, thank you, everybody. We'll take you out with a Tennessee song. We started with the Virginia tune, and in our tradition, we better do a Tennessee tune. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Take me back to Tennessee. Take me back to Tennessee.
Thanks for tuning in to Radio Bristol's Farm and Fun Time, made possible by Eastman Credit Union. Wherever life takes you, ECU is by your side. To hear more about Radio Bristol, download our app or visit us online at listenradiobristol.org. I'm your host, Chris Trulson, along with Bill and the Bells, thanking you for listening to Radio Bristol's Farm and Fun Time. Thank you so much, everybody. Come out and give a big hoot and holler to all the folks out here. All the bands will be out here. Make sure to get some CDs if you can, and we appreciate you. We'll see you next month. Thanks, everybody.
My brother Bill lives alone on the hill. He's got a peg leg and a big red nose. I went up to his place, but there was your smiling face, and you didn't have on any clothes. I finally had enough of all the fooling around you do, with any fool who's fool enough to fall in love with you. You run me off, although I'll love you till the day I die. The lie is that you tell the truth, and the truth is that you lie. My Uncle Frank is as big as a tank. He stands about 7'2", so sure of himself, but he felt like an elf after one little